Yo, what's good? Danny's back, baby. On my channel today is a special guest, my first guest on the channel. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi people, I'm Fem
Just Fem?
with a Davonair.
Guys, so this is Fem Davinier. Would you like to explain to the people what that means?
Oh, okay. Fem Davonair means women of the future, and I love innovations and I love creative ideas. Something that makes you think outside the box, and I feel like I'm always thinking of the future and learning and getting myself ready for it. So
I like that. In other words, she's a boss.
of course.
So today, guys, we're going to be talking about a topic that is relatable, I feel. So we're talking about growing up in an African household as a firstborn, because there's different levels to this. So, do you want me to start?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so my first one is this expectation that because you're the firstborn child and you're the only girl, because we're both only girls in our families, that you're expected to have children first. Where is the logic? Where is the logic? Just because I came out my mother's womb first, I should have produced first. It doesn't make any sense to me. And to be fair, I remember having this conversation with one of my uncles. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because it came up with an uncle. I won't say which uncle it is because we're not trying to put anyone on blast. But
I kind of want to know.
no, I'll tell you later. I'm not gonna put him on blast like that. It's all about respecting it.
Yeah.
Respect. But he
Don't
must
try this at home.
But he was like, we were in a conversation, we were talking about children, and then I must have said how, like, I don't want to be the first one to have a child. Because I have two younger brothers. Anyone who knows me, if you don't know already, I have two younger brothers. And so I was like, I don't want to be the first one to have a child.
No, you don't have two younger brothers. You have 2 kids.
There's that, but that's another point. That's actually going to take me on to my second point, but let's not rush ahead. So I was like, I don't want to be the first one to have children because it's just how I feel. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a whole, I don't want to go into the story behind it, but me and kids is just, it's a long story. So anyway, he was like, but you're the firstborn, so you're meant to have children first. And I was like, where?
You've got a deadline.
Honestly, they're waiting for me to say I have boyfriend. As soon as I have boyfriend, husband. As soon as I have husband, children. As soon as I have children, death. Like, they'll be at my funeral saying, oh, she was such a good girl. She did this and that. Like, that's literally, there's stages to this. Like, I don't know if it's like that in other cultures, but in African culture, there's literal stages. Like, there's expectations that are just ingrained and embedded in our society, in African culture. So, yeah, that was my first point. Like,
Whoa.
I just can't stand it.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't either. Because, like, to be honest, I feel like people don't actually know what pregnancy is like. Like, pregnancy is, well, my mom liked to say it's not a disease, but I think it is. It should be treated like one. Because basically, do you know how much risk you put yourself to birth a baby?
Yeah,
you lose your hair.
You lose your hair?
Some people lose their hair.
Is it like alopecia or something?
Partial alopecia because of pregnancy. Because basically the child is basically a parasite.
Cut the cameras.
Well, okay,
let's rephrase. She's rephrasing, guys. Rephrasing.
No, actually, I'm just explaining.
Okay.
No, if you look at...
Go on then. It's
like
your
a
opinion.
parasite is something that attaches itself to something else and you feed from that thing.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what the child wants is in your belly.
Yeah,
because like it can't feed itself without the mother being healthy. It will die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it takes all the nutrient from the mother. You can even end up getting loads of diseases because of pregnancy. You
Yeah.
can
The one that gets me, that like not scares, but yeah, it scares me, is post traumatic.
stress. I mean,
Is it
postnatal.
No, postnatal. That's it. Postnatal depression.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I remember watching I don't know if you guys know the show on ABC called Blackish, and Tracy Ellis Ross's character Rainbow, she had it with her last child. She had it with her last child, Deontay, I think they called him, and she didn't even want to like hold the baby. I was like, you spend 9 months carrying this child, and then you can't even bring yourself to carry the child.
And I think most people don't talk about is like the struggles women go through when they have babies, when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
They just expect you as a mother to get pregnant and love your child. Like,
yeah.
They don't expect, like, okay, you get pregnant, you might even get, because of it, your bones are depleted. Your body's basically depleted of its nourish. You basically give half of your life to the child. You do. You give half of your life to the child, and especially if you're pregnant and you're not taking the right nutrients, you're not eating well. You don't have, because that's why I think it's best to have a child when you're like in a permanent relationship, and most times you say marriage, because when you're pregnant you need support. You really need support, because everybody's pregnancy is different. Some people pregnancy is they can't even move, they have to be on bed.
So why is it in African culture we have this like age limit?
I think age limit
to get married.
It's because usually back then, when you're a girl and when you usually reach your menstrual, you become a woman, and then they ship you off to get married.
Because I remember there was one time I was in the kitchen, this was at home, I was in the kitchen with some aunts of mine, and they were asking me questions, and I was like, guys, I was 16, I was like, guys, leave me alone until I'm 25, I beg. Leave me alone until I'm 25, because I just didn't want the pressure of them. Oh, do you have boyfriend? Do you have boyfriend? Do you have boyfriend? And then if you get boyfriend, oh, are you guys gonna get engaged? If you get engaged, are you gonna get married? Like, sometimes things don't work out. Do you know what I'm saying? You can get engaged and then realize, by the way, this person isn't for me. Like, there's no permanent ring. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know some people who's been in 50 years or 60 years marriage and they hate the person that they're married to, but they're there because back home sometimes.
I didn't even say. Hold up. For those who don't know, I'm Ugandan. I should have said this at the start. I'm Ugandan, and Femme Devenir is
Nigerian.
Yeah, so East
Africa,
Africa,
might not
West
be
Africa.
called Nigeria anymore.
Why?
Because they are debating on changing the name.
You're joking.
They think for Nigeria to have a new change,
they need to change the name altogether.
Yeah, which I think is a good idea. I don't.
As long as it's not something funky, like Africa Land or.
Who knows?
Africa Zone, AZ.
Actually, that's actually kind of cool.
No. I would say get back.
Cut that part. No, yeah. So I think my culture, they don't really expect you to have a boyfriend. If you're a girl, you are not allowed to have a boyfriend. They don't want you to have a boyfriend. But you reach a certain age, then they want you to have a girlfriend, and you'd be like, okay, cool. I mean, sorry.
Boyfriend.
No. So you're not allowed to have a boyfriend, and then you reach a certain age, they now want you to. Where's your husband?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, okay, cool. So I'm supposed to jump from not having a boyfriend to getting a husband. Like, can you explain how do I just? So like when you're like in your 20s, they'll be like, oh, all your mates are married now and you're here. So, but they won't ask you about boyfriend. Boyfriend is like, they think if you have a boyfriend, you're interacting. I mean, no, not interacting. You're committing sexual intercourse. Yeah, so they don't want you to do that because they don't want you to have a baby before you get married. Yeah.
But some of our parents.
Yeah, so they don't want to hear boyfriend.
The double standards. The double standards are real.
Yeah, boyfriend is not allowed, but husband is allowed. So they just expect
What's it
you
like?
to
What's it
pick
like
husband.
being? Because we're both firstborn, and we're both the only girl, and we both have 2 younger brothers. What's it like for you in that everything that I've listed?
To be honest, I think like if you're the firstborn, or it's not even if you're the firstborn, if you're the first male child and if you're the first girl child, you're automatically the second parent of the house. You're automatic. So if you're the first male, you're the dad. And if you're the first daughter, you're the mom. And then it depends on in the individual whether they can live up to that role or not. Some firstborns, they don't care.
Yeah.
Because they're like, nope, I need to live my life.
Yeah.
And then it now comes to the second one to now take the responsibility. But most of the time, it's usually the first ones that have to look after the younger ones. And it's, to be honest, I feel like because of that, the first male and first female child don't end up not having a fulfilled life because their life is always dependent on making their siblings and their parents happy. That's how like before they think about themselves, they have to think about everyone behind them.
But this is what I was talking to my mum about, because we both have that I guess the word is tendency to put others first before ourselves.
Yeah. And
she was like, baby boo. Like, change the narrative, you know, because you do have to make when you're that type of person, you have to make a more conscientious decision to put yourself first. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because sometimes you end up looking after the siblings and they
the whole village.
And they be like, did I ask you to look after me?
Yeah. Which brings me on to my next point. When your mum is not in the house, so say she's gone away on a trip, and somehow you're now the mother of the home. You're the replacement. You're the backup.
Babysitter.
You're the babysitter. All of the above.
The house cleaner.
The cooker. Everything.
The chef. Whipping up something.
Why? Did I birth these brothers of mine?
To be honest, I think the thing is, I don't really mind. Yeah.
You do. I mind.
No,
I mind.
I don't. Okay, when I say I don't mind, like, cause
you don't mind being called the mother.
No. I'm too young for that.
No, cause literally, like, I had an aunt who was like, "Oh, so what's it like being like the mum of the home now, the replacement?" And I was like,
No. I haven't gone through that pain yet. Let's
literally
let's just freeze that. But yeah, I don't mind taking care of people because I like being helpful.
Okay.
The only thing is I just don't like when people feel entitled.
Explain.
So, like, because you're the firstborn, they think, okay, you have to look after me. Or because you're the oldest, or well,
you have to cook for me.
You have to cook for me, or because you're older than this one, you have to be responsible. Like, no, I have the right to make a choice of my own. Have the right to live how I want to, and the thing is, like, I feel like the younger ones have less pressure on them to be responsible. They're allowed to, like, live their life how they want.
The youngest.
They have
they
have more,
the freedom.
Yeah, I guess they have more choices, and I feel also the parents are more relaxed on them.
100%.
Yeah.
I asked my mum once. She said that we got tired. We just got tired, like.
My mum would be like, I can't spend my time training you and then be training these ones. No, you do it. I'll be
Yeah.
like, no, I don't have time. I'm not the mom. But the thing is, yeah, it's just the appreciation. I feel like
It's true.
most parents, they don't appreciate that you're actually helping. They just feel like it's your duty to do so. And no,
Like filling the gaps.
it's not your duty. You can literally, you can decide to just leave the house and go live your life, because that is your life. But for you to have given up your time to come and help, I feel like some parents are very, I won't say it, but ungrateful of that. No, it's true, because I feel like it's just like an African thing. They're just like, oh, I gave birth to you now.
So yeah, you can't chat.
I carried you for 9 months.
It's true.
So
They'll throw that back in your face real quick.
And it's not like, okay, I'm grateful that you carried me for 9 months. I'm very
I also
grateful.
have my own life.
And I should. It's like when we were watching the show Moesha. Even though
it's on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah, because I like the way the dad like treated her. He's like, even though he did not like her views and opinions and things that she wanted
all the time,
he still allowed her to make her choices.
Yeah.
And I feel like most times in African home, you're not allowed to have choice. The choice is do what I tell you, when I tell you,
how I tell you. Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, get out my house.
It's true.
This is my house.
It's true.
So
it's true.
And I feel also I feel like sometimes African parents have traumas that they haven't really gotten over. And they pass it down to you. There's like, if I suffer this in my parents' house, you too must suffer it.
Yeah.
And you wonder, sometimes they don't like the way that their parents treated them. So why would you not do that to your kid as well? It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be the change, not repeating the same patterns. Like, but then again, that's life. Sometimes you just gotta find the light on the end of the tunnel, right?
Yeah. Speaking of change, curfew. So basically, I wasn't that kid growing up that would party a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? So I never gave my parents a reason to worry or think that, oh, she has to be back at this time. So I never really had curfew because I was never really out like that. But there was this one time back in 2019, I went out with some friends and I told my mum I was coming back at midnight. And the clock struck midnight and I didn't run like Cinderella and drop my glass slipper. I was still vibing. I was like, you know what? I haven't been out in a minute. Let me just have a good time. And then we went to McDonald's and then my friend's friend dropped us off with my other friend. Because my friend came to stay with us for the weekend. And tell me why my mum was still awake. Sitting in the living room waiting for us.
You were like, I'll wait for you to come back. Is
and
it this house?
It was 4 a.m. It was 4 a.m. when I rocked up to her yard. And I got a lecture.
Oh, you're lucky. Mama would have killed me.
Yo, she went off and I was like...
Mama would have turned into a ninja. As soon as you opened
No, but you see, because, no, like you were saying earlier today, you said something about how people have different tolerances. So for me, when my mom gives me a lecture, it's mad.
It's like the world is over.
Exactly. It's like you messed up. You messed up big time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, then she came for my friend and that's when I intervened. I was like, no, you can't talk to my friend like that. And she looked at me like she was going to finesse me. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I just walked away. And then my dad came and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a bigger deal than it needs to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're lucky. My mom would have called the family. You're like, did you know what time that Reggie came back? No. You literally...
But then, sorry to cut you off, but then the double standard here. My brother who follows me had his prom. This was year 13. He came back from prom, changed, went to another party at one of his friend's place. He told my mom that he would be back at 2. He rocked up at 5 a.m. This is
He's supposed to be a man.
Hold up. And all he got was a slap on the wrist.
He's a man. You're
I said.
He's a man and you're a girl. There's a difference.
See, but did you see what he just said there?
I know.
He's a man and I'm a girl. I'm a woman.
No.
At this point, I'm a woman. I deserve to be treated the same.
No.
We came from the same womb. Like,
no, he's being a man. He is being a man, and you are a girl. Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles.
I just.
No,
I can't. The double standards in that curfew situation.
No, I remember.
It's too much.
Like the only time I remember, what's it called? When I was in secondary school, I came back at 6. So
AM.
PM.
Oh, 6 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. So usually, cause my school wasn't that far from my house.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 20 minutes on 20 to 30 minutes away from my house. So my mom was expecting me to be home as soon as I finished school. So she timed it.
Yeah.
But this time I had like after school club. So I had.
And she didn't know about it.
Yeah. No. She did. I mentioned it, but she likes to forget my things. So yeah, I mentioned it, and we had after school club, and some of the on my way home, some people decided to like get sweet at the corner shop.
Okay, as you usually do.
So they got, because like my school is next to a corner shop, so they got sweet at the corner shop, because we were getting the same bus. So they got sweet. I would say no, I didn't get sweet. So we got sweet, and then we were waiting for the bus. And if you know the bus, sometimes especially during school hours, is long. So they got sweets. We waited for the bus came. I got home thinking everything was fine, and we were talking in it. Talking and walking is slower again.
Yeah.
So by the time I got home, tell me as soon as I put the key in the door and opened the door, all I just hear is phew! I was just like,
Oh my god.
I don't know how I did it, but I dodged so quickly. I was just like, I was like, what is going on? And then I was just like, I was about to call the police. I was just like, what? It's 6 o'clock. Like, it's not like I killed someone or something like that. Like, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, why are you home at this time? I was like, it's not like the sun is still out. Like,
Yeah, it's not dark.
It's not dark.
Yeah.
And it was, I think that really pissed me off, because I was like, my friends, like, they got home later than I do, and you're upset, and it's not like...
This is secondary?
Yeah. And it's not like I did not tell you beforehand. You knew beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it was just like that.